Hey guys, it is Tanya and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another speed build. Today I am building a log cabin for a writer in the world of Glimmerbrook, which is the world that came with The Sims 4 Realm of Magic. I had a ton of suggestions over the last few weeks to build a writer's cabin or a cabin for a writer in the woods, something woodsy related and for a writer. So that's what we're doing here today. So I made this really cozy cabin. It is just a 1-bedroom place. You could definitely have up to 2 to 3 Sims living here. And I had a bit of fun with this one because I decided it wasn't just any old writer. This is a writer who is writing about things that they're investigating, whether that's some, conspiracy theories. We do live in Glimmerbrook, visit Strangerville occasionally, or, whatever you could think of. I kind of was thinking maybe this person is writing about the disappearance of Bella Goth. I thought that would be kind of a fun idea. So in addition to it just being a regular, very small cabin that has cozy spaces to live in, a little bit of an office space, there is a hidden basement. I thought that would be a really cool idea because it could be that stereotypical room where things are tacked up. You're connecting the dots, figuring out these mysteries, and writing stories based on those. And I thought that was just really cool, the idea of reading somebody's findings on something like that. So we don't really have things you can tack on the walls, but we do have tons of messy files and things like that came with Strangerville. So there's a lot of that down there, as well as just, it's somewhat like a bunker down there because it could be, investigating the disappearance of Bella Goth and aliens and the stuff going on in Strangerville, and maybe you want to hide out in your bunker. So there's supplies down there. There is a place to go to the bathroom. There's a place to sleep. There's all of that, but there's mostly just a lot of stuff everywhere. And it's all meant for the research, for the writing of this author. So that is the little bit of the backstory on kind of what we're doing here. And I had a lot of fun using these roof pieces instead of a regular roof on this house. I think it gave it a little bit more personality, and I was very happy with how it came out. It is a very, very small house. It's not a tiny house, but it's cramped. I really wanted it to be this really cozy, snug fit cabin. And I think I achieved that. And it definitely has room for, extensions. If you guys want to play in this house, if you want to extend it after you download it and all of that, it's on a pretty big lot. So there's plenty of space for that. But if you would like to download it, it is available on the Sims 4 gallery. If you search Gryphi or the hashtag MsGryphi, that information is also in the description down below, as well as a direct download link to the gallery website if you find it easier to download it that way. But right now we're just working on some landscaping. I used a variety of different trees in different colors. A lot of it is from Shalive Edit Objects. And then we're doing this weird accent on the roof. I just thought the roof looked too plain, so I wanted to do something. So I messed around with some roof pieces up here, and I think it came out pretty cute. I kind of imagined it would work it's not really a skylight because the windows are on the side, but I imagined it was a light well of some sort that brought more light into this cabin. That was the whole thought process behind it, and you'll see that come together shortly as we place these roof pieces and some windows in there. It's an interesting space. I thought it looked pretty cool. So yeah, that's what that is. And the outside is coming together pretty well here. I think outside there isn't a whole lot to do. If I'm remembering correctly, I might have added a, a chess table on the back porch, because there is a pretty spacious back porch on this build, but a majority of everything is inside and it's a very squished space. So, yeah, but it has everything you would need for a writer, I think. I'm pretty sure you only need a computer and maybe a bookcase and a mailbox, because I think they mail you copies of your books that you publish. I haven't played as a writer in the game in a long time, but I think it's really cool that you have the option of being a stay-at-home author working from home in the game. So yeah, it should have everything you need, but we're working on the landscaping now. I just get a lot of greenery. I try to make it look a little overgrown, but not too bad. And I think just the green against this orange wood looks so nice. I love the contrast. I had a lot of fun with that. There's something about orange wood in the game. I'm not the biggest fan of it in real life, but in The Sims, there's just something about it. I get so excited when I get to use it like this, or the orange counters from Parenthood that are my absolute favorite. There's just something so pleasing about that color, probably because it's so vibrant. But we're moving on into the kitchen, and I do use these base game counters that are more of an industrial feel. And this is a very cozy kitchen. It's like a wraparound in this very small 3x4 space. And I think it came out pretty okay. I keep it fairly basic. We just have some cabinets up top. I believe we're going to be adding a sunflower in here as a nice pop of color. But I don't over decorate it. We just have this curtain from Cats and Dogs, which really feels log cabin to me, like having the plaid. Oh, there's just something about it. I think we're just going to add like a dish rack in the kitchen, and that's it, other than these little flowers. I keep it pretty simple, like I had mentioned. I didn't want it to feel crazy cluttered because I imagine most of the mess and the clutter is reserved for the secret basement in this one. So that's pretty much it for the kitchen. We're heading on into the office space, which I struggled for a little while trying to figure out where to put this desk so that it fit. And then we have the secret door bookcase on the side, which I really liked using in this build. It made a whole lot of sense to have, you know, a bookcase in your writing office, but then also it's the secret down into the real office space. So I liked that. And then adding this framed book that you get when you get further in like the author career in the game, and just a little journal, as well as an antique typewriter and a couple of paintings and photographs that are more old pictures. I just thought this looked really cozy, and I can imagine this just being this older guy living here and writing crazy stories. Some of them might have a little bit of truth to them, some of them might not, but I wonder if this author would get pretty famous and make a lot of money and still keep this like quaint life in this cabin. Maybe they, you know, don't have their real name out there, and nobody knows this is who's writing these books, and they're reading them, and it's like the hit. Everybody's reading about the disappearance of Bella Goth, and they have no idea that this is the person writing them. I kind of like that idea. But this is the living room. Very big TV. I thought maybe they enjoyed, you know, seeing any news about said things that they are writing about, and they take notes on it. So this is a nice living room to enjoy that in. And of course, if you have family or friends over, although I do kind of imagine this sim is a little bit more of a hermit and stays home, doesn't really talk to anybody, and just kind of has their own private life. But having that nice space, of course, because you could have anyone live here if you guys want to play with this house anyway. You can even get rid of the secret basement. It's not necessary. I think it's kind of a fun detail, but definitely not necessary. But this is the bedroom. I do have the bed shoved up against the wall, but you could easily move that out and have it so two Sims can go ahead and sleep in this room. I just had imagined that there was only one Sim here, so that's what I did. It worked a little bit better for the furniture I wanted to place in here. But there also, it ends up being a bed in the basement as well. So you can have somebody sleeping in the creepy basement, but that's totally up to you. And we're going to be heading down there now. I believe we're going to be changing the floor and the walls so that they don't look so cabiny down here, because I did not imagine it was nice and pretty like a cabin down here. There is like cement and like broken walls and stuff, and we're just gonna go to town with it. I had a bit of fun with it because I really like the weird items that we got with Strangerville about, like, you know, researching things going on and just the messed up papers everywhere. I think it tells a really cool story. But see, we have some cracks all over. We have a rug covering them. We have a bookcase covered in all these books that they probably grabbed from like the restricted section of the library. No, that's like a Harry Potter reference, but I imagine they're probably some of the older books that are like cataloged from years and years ago, and like trying to find all of this research behind like what's going on, seeing if this is something that's happened before, if you can draw any conclusions based on history, any parallels between various instances. And that was just kind of the idea. So that's down there. Plus we have a laptop, an old computer, and a research station. I figure you're probably doing a lot of work and moving stuff around. Maybe that was a laptop you found somewhere. It looks like an old beat up one, got some posters and stuff hanging around, and files absolutely everywhere. And then I do end up adding, you know, some of the normal bunker things you might have down here, because if they're researching all this and they think something crazy is going to happen, I could imagine the sim thinking, they know I'm on to them, they're gonna come get me. I need to hide. So that was the whole concept of having the bunker aspect down here. So we just have the bed from Strangerville and the shelf from Strangerville, and then just like a bunch of like dirt and stuff on the walls, because I imagine this is an old place. It's a little log cabin with this old basement. So it just has a lot of dirt and cracks because it's aged over time. But that's pretty much it for the basement, other than I'm going to be adding a small like toilet room a little bit later. But we're going to pop upstairs and work on the back balcony, have that chess table and just a little lounge space, make it look lived in and cozy. And then I will go add the toilet closet essentially in the basement. But we are coming to the end of the video. I hope you guys did enjoy this one. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And if you click that bell, it'll turn on notifications to be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys.